Welcome to the West Coast Speakeasy, Vancouver Island's finest.
Welcome to the West Coast Speakeasy, everyone. I'm here today with Syd Bosel. She's a very successful stand-up comedian based in Comox, up Island. She's been on CBC The Debaters, Canada's Got Talent, Just for Laughs, and regularly tours across Canada and performs all over the country. So thank you so much for coming, Syd.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, very excited. Just a quick little announcement. My wife and I just recently started our own production company under the West Coast Speakeasy brand, and we have a show coming up on November 6th, Friday, November 6th. Syd's going to be performing along with kind of an all-star cast of local comedians, Nash Park, Alex Foreman, Dan Duval, and Sammy Ray Benty. So very excited for that and can't wait for your set.
It's such a good show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so.
hmm
I guess maybe first thing we could get into would just be how did you get into stand up? What was your journey like there?
Well, I started a long time ago because I wanted to, when my kids were young, I wanted to do something that was creative and fun and got me out of the house.
Mm,
And so I started with classes and 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 I liked it a lot, but I couldn't do the late nights. That was when I lived in Vancouver. And then more recently, um, I I finished treatment for breast cancer about 11 years ago now, and and I thought I'd better do some stuff that I've always wanted to do because I don't know how long I can put stuff off for. So I was still in Vancouver, and I took classes and started doing the clubs and
mm,
open mics and stuff like
mhm.
that. Yeah, so that's how I got started.
Yeah, very cool. So it's been
hmm
like 30 years, but 11 most recently.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
hmm
How did you find when you started? I mean, especially as a female, does seem like comedy can be somewhat male dominated sometimes. How was that? Was that very challenging for you?
Yeah, it was. And also my age.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not sure what was more challenging for people um, my age or my gender. I'm not sure. I did find myself associating with a lot of female shows,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I did a lot of classes and met people, but I did find myself being drawn towards doing all female stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, but then it was back when Yuck Yucks was still around in Vancouver,
Mm-hmm.
and I took a stand-up comedy class at Yuck Yucks, and and I was already somewhat established there through a competition and known there, so I was a pretty regular there, not headlining then, but that was an in, and that gender didn't seem to matter there, but it
Mm-hmm.
seemed to matter other places. But it frankly mattered more to other people than it did to me, largely in the green room,
Mm-hmm.
because you just didn't sort of hang out with 20-year-old boys,
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure.
Yeah,
And so with the age, like do a lot of people when you tell them that you're a stand-up comedian kind of do a double take or
I have a lot of stories about
mm-hmm.
that are related to my age in comedy. Um, I know that I'm established now as a legitimate comic, and and but I've had some experiences where, for example, I'm at the comics table, and one of the waiters says to one of the boy men comics, "Oh, did you bring your family tonight?" Implying that I was somebody's mom.
Right.
I walked into a couple years ago. I was headlining for International Women's Day in a big theater out just outside of Vancouver, and I walked into the theater early enough for sound check, and I was stopped by the staff to say that we're not open yet, and and I pointed to the banner that had my face on it.
Yeah.
I said, "That's me.
Yeah.
You think you guys probably want me to come in now?"
Yeah.
Um, I've had a photographer in a green room purposely and intentionally, very obviously trying to exclude me from the photos, the candid photos
Really?
in the green room because and so I assumed that she thought I wasn't a comic,
Hmm.
right? Because that
Yeah.
happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and so I said to her, this is uh, this is the one that inspired. I think I'm going to do a one-person show
Hmm.
about this sort of thing. Um, I told her, I'm a comic too, and she kneeled down in front of me as I was sitting, and she kneeled down and said, "Oh, good for you."
Hmm.
I know. And then when I came off stage, she said to me, "That was actually really good."
Brutal.
It was brutal. It
Yeah.
was brutal. And I don't think that that had anything to do with other than my age.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think that was what it was.
Hmm.
I'm assuming that. And my other one, this has happened multiple times
Hmm.
where I walk in backstage with the other comics who are all male and young, and I've had staff step in front of me and apologize that this is only the performer's entrance.
Right.
So, what do you think that is? I don't, it seems
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
ageism to me, but what,
Yeah, for
you know,
sure. But it
yeah,
must feel good though once they realize who you are and
yeah.
kind of like a good fuck you to them.
Yeah, I always take the high road. And the thing is that's interesting is that the volunteers that do like the usher stuff are usually women my age, right? So,
Right. Yeah.
so they too have this image of what a comic
Hmm.
looks like. Yeah.
Hmm.
But mostly I think it's funny, but also it gives me purpose.
Yeah. Right.
Hmm.
More drive.
It
Yeah.
does. It really does. It
Hmm.
really does. And there's, of course, I mean, on Vancouver Island, there's a lot of women comics on the island now,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of women comics coming out of Vancouver as well, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
I just toured Nova Scotia with another woman comic, and we had so much fun. We had so much fun, and I mean, I love my boy men comedy buddies.
Hmm.
I love them. A lot of them are the same ages as my children,
Right.
and I'm inspired by them, and they're so interesting and smart, and I just love being around them. But they don't like they don't I don't think they know how much fun I am off stage.
Hmm.
But when I'm with women, oh, we have so much fun. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's
was there a
great.
highlight for you of your shows on the East Coast?
Um, well, one of the things that I really care about with comedy is that it's creative and smart, but there's also a real sense of community.
Hmm.
And and a lot of support has been my experience for the most part. And and when we did a show in Chester, Nova Scotia recently, and a friend of mine from Vancouver told me that her mother-in-law who lives in Chester, had bought a ticket for the show, not knowing that she knew the comic.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know this mother-in-law. I've never
Hmm.
met her before, but she was very excited that she's going to an all-female lineup in Chester. And she showed my friend the poster, and my friend was like, "Oh, that's my friend Syd,
Hmm.
and you have to meet her after the show."
Hmm.
And so I did that, and I met her and all her friends, and all these women hung out after the show out on the front of the theater, and women, mostly, some men, but a lot of women do that handshake with two hands, that
Okay. Yeah.
very sincere,
Hmm.
very sincere connection
Hmm.
of thanking me for making things funny that they didn't think were funny,
Hmm.
surviving breast cancer, the glories of nature of adulthood and childbirth and child rearing and
Hmm.
adult children and all and other stuff around relationships and marriage and stuff, and people have a really good time, and it's such a privilege.
Hmm.
It's such a privilege to be a part of that. I love it so much. Yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing.
it
Do you?
is.
Yeah, you're lucky, right?
I'm very lucky.
Do you
Mhm.
think because of your age, you've maybe been able to like bring out a different kind of an audience, even
Oh my
with
God,
just an older audience that's interested in what you're doing?
100%.
Yeah.
I've had, I'm getting known, especially here on the island. I'm getting known, and the audience,
Hmm.
there's a lot of gray hair in my
Yeah.
audiences.
Right.
And I've had, I've had male comics, young comics come off the stage, feeling like they kind of shit the bed. And
Hmm.
they said, no, these people are here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling.
Well, I don't want them to not do well. I
Of
want
course.
them to
Yeah.
have fun, but and do well as comics. But absolutely,
Hmm.
absolutely, there's people who follow me and come to shows, or they tell their friends. And the other thing about women is they don't come on their own. They bring like four of their best friends.
Right.
And so you get these gaggles of women that
Hmm.
are already having fun, so they're just the best.
Yeah.
They're just the best audiences.
Yeah.
So
That's
much
great.
fun. And that's what this show was. The shows were like in Nova Scotia. It was the show that I produced for myself is called Hot Flash Comedy.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard of
And
that.
and
Yeah.
the tagline is bring your friends and your panty liners.
Yeah.
And I've done it here at the McPherson
Hmm.
a couple years ago. And so women, yeah, I have a fan base, which is funny to me, but they definitely are coming for fun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Mm.
And what's it been like doing comedy from Comox as opposed to like Vancouver where you started
Oh, well, I don't do much comedy in Comox. I'm on the road a lot.
all the time? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Hmm.
I try to clump my days together, like 3, 4, maybe 5 days away,
Right.
and then I have to go home, do laundry,
Hmm.
and then go again.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's very complicated. I often say that I moved to Comox so my comedy career could take a shit,
Yeah.
but
Right.
but frankly, it's been fine.
Hmm.
It's arduous, but I'm still doing a lot of
Hmm.
work. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And how do you find the scene, the way it's developing on the island?
Oh, it's amazing.
Hmm.
It's amazing. I mean, the people that you rattled off that are on your show
Hmm.
in November, I've worked with all of those people numerous times and gotten to know them. And it's a nice scene. Like people are nice
Hmm.
here,
Yeah.
They're very supportive and generous and encouraging.
Hmm.
Um, and then Up Island, um, in Courtney and Comox, like I moved there during COVID, so after that was done with, um, we got some stuff off the ground, but now I run an open mic twice a month in Courtney, and I try to run it collectively with the other or cooperatively with other comics in the area. We have about a dozen comics that come consistently to
Oh,
the
that's
open
good.
mic,
Yeah.
and we charge $5 for an audience,
Hmm.
and the audience comes. There's regulars that come every 2 weeks. They
Hmm.
come and watch us, and to watch people that I've met. Um, the very first time they ever did comedy, I've
Hmm.
seen them on stage,
Right.
and now they're touring comics. It's
Oh, really? Wow.
absolutely delightful,
Yeah.
beautiful thing to watch. One of our people is at Edinburgh Festival right now
Wow.
doing um doing her one person show.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it seems like things are developing here too in Victoria, like
Oh,
tons of open mics. And I know, I think Lucia Ribeiro, you know her, right? She's just
yes.
at the Phoenix, just down the road there. There's an open
Mm.
mic, I think. I haven't been there yet, but
Mm-hmm.
it seems pretty cool.
I just did her Judge My Jokes show.
Yeah,
I just did it
I
as a
saw the
judge.
ad for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing a lot of good stuff. Yeah, for
Hmm.
sure.
She's producing a lot of shows too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And
It
then
is.
with Alex and Nash opening up their own spot too, that should be really amazing.
Yeah. There's so many good things going on in the island. There really, really is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I think so. That quote that I mentioned to you when we were emailing back and forth, but the quote I found off your website, um, that I read that I really liked, I just wanted to ask you about that. And so that was, I guess I'm paraphrasing here, but I think you said, I think that laughter is one of the best medicines that we can have even in the hardest of times.
Mm,
And I was just wondering because you talked about your battle with breast cancer a little bit, and I read that your partner has dementia. So,
mhm,
how have you been able to use comedy to
mm,
help you get through those sort of tough situations in life?
mm, mm. Well, when I first started comedy when my kids were little, it was extremely helpful. I think my kids were maybe 3 and 5 or something when I tried to do comedy the first time. And it helped a lot because on stuff that I would normally be losing patience with, I
Mm-hmm.
started taking notes and thinking, so looking at it through a different lens, like how can this be funny? Like
Mm-hmm.
this situation is ridiculous,
Mm-hmm.
and so how can I convey that on stage?
Right.
So that was my first experience, and it made a huge difference in how I responded to my children's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Was to try to find the funny in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I, when I first started comedy, it was right after I had finished treatment and I still wasn't feeling well and stuff, and I was taking a class through who is now a colleague of mine, David Grenier, and he was teaching at Langara College in Vancouver, and he uh, I started trying to do a joke about breast cancer and describing a mammogram, and I couldn't get through it without starting to cry.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did a showcase, and I did that joke on stage, and I actually stopped and had to collect myself. Um, the audience didn't notice, but my sisters noticed and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And so it was very difficult for me to do that at the beginning. Now I bang off that joke without too much trouble, but I do have people come up to me afterwards and tell me their journey with cancer, and and have these very heartfelt conversations with strangers, which I feel like um, is great. It's wonderful that people feel like they can talk about it. And the main thing for me is that they say that they never thought of anything funny about it until now.
Right.
And then the stuff about my husband with dementia, it's a sort of, I was thinking about this on my way here. It's not a double-edged sword that I came out about that in comedy. It's more like one of those graters that has four sides, like that
Mm-hmm.
kind. It's more than a
Mm-hmm.
double-edged sword
Yeah.
to have come out about that. The only reason I did come out about that, excuse me, gonna get a
Oh
drink.
yeah, sure. Me too. Why not?
The only reason I came out about it was because Canada's Got Talent wanted a story,
Right.
and so I gave him that one. My husband and I agreed that we would do that, and the reason I did it was because I wanted, just like I had exposed myself to feedback or reaction about talking about cancer,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted now to start kicking the pile around dementia.
Right.
Um, it's enormously isolating, and it's so shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And and I wanted to I wanted this maybe the same experience that I had with the cancer stuff is people starting to come to the surface
Mm-hmm.
and talk about that.
Right.
Um, so I exposed us and Canada's Got Talent. So one of the things about that, consequently, was that I would show up for a gig and somebody would say, "How's your husband?"
Mm-hmm.
And so here I am now, I'm coming to work. I'm coming here to be funny and creative,
Right.
and now you're reminding me
Mm-hmm.
that life is kinda shitty
Mm-hmm.
at home.
Right.
And so that wasn't beneficial for me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, so that was hard. And, also I don't know if people are reluctant to book me because they know of my commitments back home.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's something also I wonder about.
Mm-hmm.
Although I have obviously supports in place and stuff for my partner. Um, but I feel like could that be one more reason that people would discriminate against
Mm-hmm.
me, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was because in my day job, I'm a support worker for adults with disabilities.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, and one of the guys that lives at the group home I work at, he's like early onset dementia, and I know myself, and I think everyone are quite like afraid of what he might be like in a year or two, and that because he has Down syndrome, and so that can be
Mm.
very fast acting, right? And so it's yeah, I'm sort of somewhat afraid that maybe like he'll be totally unrecognizable in like a year or two. And I mean, I hope it's not that serious for you. But how do you deal with something like that? How have you been able to just with all the changes that you've seen? Is there a coping strategy at all?
Um, I th there's no time frame that we're talking about, like you said, a year from now. Who we don't have a freaking clue
Hmm.
what 3 months to a year from now is gonna look like
Right.
for anybody with dementia. I've heard it
Hmm.
said that if you met somebody with dementia, you've met one person with dementia, like, it changes,
Right.
right? It's
Hmm.
different for everyone. So we
Yeah.
don't have a time frame.
Hmm.
We don't have a lot of things, um, so it's very interesting way to live in that you can't anticipate, like,
Hmm.
I can't plan something very far in advance. If I well, I do, I plan my gigs, I'm booking into January,
Hmm.
but, um, but I have to also plan supports for
Hmm.
that. So that's what I do, is I plan supports, I keep so for myself, for coping like, my husband's a really happy guy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
this point in time, he's a super happy guy.
Hmm.
He doesn't have a worry in the world, bless him.
Right. Mhm.
He tells people he's no stress and everything's awesome.
Mhm.
Um, and um, so he's a happy guy, and and we have supports in place. And for me, um, I, I my coping mechanism is to be around nice people and to be creative. And so comedy is very creative, and I can do a set in comedy and feel like $1,000,000. And and so that's good. I've taken up drawing, so I do that
Mhm.
as well as a coping. I ask for help. Um, I have found myself really challenged by logistics sometimes, like doing my taxes and stuff, because when you're the only grown up in the house, it's kind
Mhm.
of hard.
Right.
And so I ask for help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that it sort of makes you cherish like every moment more to be more present, that kind of thing?
Yeah. I've been like that for a long time
Oh,
now.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of my nature. I'm really grateful
Mhm.
for everything. I think that cancer did that before.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of like that anyway, but
Mhm.
yeah, that sort of brought it up a notch, and then this as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And when we were talking upstairs, you were mentioning how when you first started in comedy, you found the whole experience to be really therapeutic. And I guess maybe you were doing improv.
Mhm.
And I guess could you just talk maybe a little bit about what that did for you? Because it sounded like you found a community and you felt really comfortable, and that it was just so positive for you, right?
Yeah. Um I I've been diagnosed with ADHD, but not by anyone who is a doctor.
Right. They'll do it pretty easily these days.
And then, I don't know. I have no idea if that's legitimate or not.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. Um, but so, like I shared with you earlier, uh, I have learned to stay at no more than half of what I think. Like my little brain races with funny stuff, and then I have learned through experience to not fucking say it.
But half is probably a lot more than most people do.
Yeah, well, sometimes I've had to filter out more than half. But I mean, as I get older, it's like, as society's sort of beating the fun out of me and saying the right things at the right time and everything. You have to be so careful sometimes. And so I think that's partly why I love touring with women so much. Like, there's just
Mm,
another level of ease. Like, I'm not that complicated,
yeah, yeah.
you know. Um, so what was the question again? See, there we
Oh,
go.
I think we were just talking about how
Oh,
was
being
when you
comfortable.
started and being comfortable, and yeah.
Yeah, I found that doing I think it was like a improv class or something, and um being able to be creative and funny and it being matched and it being okay and
Hmm.
then encouraged, that blew my mind. Like, that was the first time in my life that I was able to be say the things that are truly in my head.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I have friends that I can be like that with,
Yeah, right.
but for
But
the most
but
part
in
we have.
front of like a whole group of people, it's a different
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you find you have to, because you were talking about like kind of having to filter yourself sometimes. Do you feel like you have to do that in stand up ever? Like, is there still stuff that's inappropriate or,
In my set,
yeah.
I get away with quite a bit.
Hmm.
Um, because I am totally on the bottom of the food chain,
Right.
right? If I was my age and a person of color, then it would be different
Hmm.
too. But so no, I get away with quite a few things. I've written jokes and I've run them past my husband, and he'd say you can't say that, and I can.
Hmm.
Actually, I can get away with quite a few
Yeah.
things, and I take advantage of that.
Yeah. That's good.
I one time when I was writing with Ivan Decker for the debaters,
Hmm.
and I suggested a joke for him to say to me that was like kind of sort of condescending toward me,
Hmm.
and he's like, dude, there's no way I could say that. Like, they'd
Yeah.
eat me alive if I
Yeah, you're
said that.
right.
He said, can say that to me, but I cannot say that to you.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess like in a way you're in kind of a good position to be able to get away with some stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That is cool. And so what was it like working with Ivan Decker?
Well, he's also from Vancouver, right?
Mhm.
And so I've watched him through my whole career. He was already a professional touring comic when I
Mhm.
started comedy, but I'd see him all the time at mics and
Mhm.
stuff and shows. So I was doing five and he was a closer or whatever. Um, uh, so I know him well enough, and I've performed with him multiple times now.
Mhm.
So by the time I was working with him, that's why they put me with him, because I can be very shy,
Right.
and I can, like, my creativity gets kind of quashed with my shyness, and so in their wisdom they put me with Ivan Decker for my very first show,
Mhm.
and with the debaters, and there's a reason they did that. Like, he's such a pro, and
Mhm.
he's very nice,
Mhm.
and I've known him and hung out with him in green rooms
Yeah, right.
multiple times. So
Mhm.
it was wonderful. And then meeting people like Graham Clark and
Mm.
Charlie Demers, and holy cow, like, I can't believe I'm meeting these
Yeah, big
people.
names in Vancouver, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. They
Mhm.
are big names in
Mhm.
Vancouver. Yeah. And so it's interesting to me now. Like, the person I stay with a lot in Victoria, thankfully, or I wouldn't have been able to have the career I have in Victoria.
Mhm.
Um, when just was leaving her house to come here to do this,
Mhm.
and then I have a gig tonight in Victoria. She said, well, where are you off to so early? And I said, I'm being interviewed on a podcast. And she's like, look at you. I
Yeah.
remember the very first time you were doing hecklers, and,
Yeah.
you're doing like a guest spot at hecklers, and we all came and
Mhm.
we're so excited and everything. And now it's just growing and evolving, right? And
Hmm.
I don't take any of it for granted.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty exciting. Like I mean, especially maybe in comparison to people your age. I don't know, but that's you're doing a lot for sure.
Yeah, I've had some friends, like old friends, get emotional and say they're very proud of me.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, I get it makes me emotional just now. Um, yeah, it's nice. Like I'm not doing it to prove anything or to get attention or
Hmm.
anything. I'm just totally grateful for the opportunities that um have I've come upon um because I love being around people younger than me that are so creative and so smart
Hmm.
and I watch them. I've watched, like when I first moved here, um Elliot Ryan, that's a
Yeah.
Victoria comic.
Hmm.
When I first moved here, I thought, oh my God, that guy's amazing. And now he's touring nationally. And,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
it's just lovely. It's absolutely lovely to see people, their dreams,
Hmm.
There's another comic that lives near me that was like when I first moved there, my bestie, Patty Savard. I mean, she's toured her one person show now in Europe, and um, she's been all over the country. And I was there for her very first time on stage.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Uh,
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm so proud of everybody. Like
Yeah.
there's some people that are really hustling
Hmm.
and it's just delightful. And I'm really really pleased to watch them learn and
Yeah.
grow.
So how much of a hustle is it?
Oh dear me. I could be doing so much more.
Right.
My mantra is that I'm a way better comic than I am business person. I just I could be doing so much more. I've appreciated excuse me, I've appreciated the mentorship of a lot of people.
Hmm.
Um yeah, I was just talking about it today with somebody about what I've learned from other especially women comics.
Hmm.
Um um yeah, I could be doing a lot more. Um but I don't know how
But if you're
sometimes.
comfortable where you are.
I'd like to do more. I'd like to, well, I'd prefer to be on the road all the time. I love being on the
Oh
road.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
do. I love being on the road.
Hmm.
I love being on the road. I love being in what I call the clown car, like touring with other comics.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their beautiful idiosyncrasies that
Hmm.
I love so much.
Hmm.
And it's just wonderful. It's such a privilege. It's so fun. And it's like I walk into, a gas station or a theater or whatever with all these young people, and it's like, oh, what doesn't fit in this picture,
Yeah.
And that's okay with me. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
for sure.
beautiful. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
And what was Canada's Got Talent like? Like, what's the performing there like?
Well, it costs a lot of money to do it because
Oh, really?
the
Okay.
audition is on your own dime.
Right. So you have to get there
You have to
and
get
stay and
there.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, I wanted my husband to come, and because he was very proud of me.
Hmm.
And this is a few years ago now, right? So
Right.
things were slightly different. So a friend of mine came with me so that she could support him while getting him to the show and everything. He
Okay.
never would have gotten in there
Right.
with
And sorry, where was it held?
Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay.
And and it was extremely exciting, and it's the very first time I ever had stage fright.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and thankfully it's the last time too, and I'm just gonna knock
Yeah.
on this wood here.
What was the like size of the crowd?
Well, it was my first time on TV.
Oh, right. Okay. That too.
That's
Yeah.
different. Oh,
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
There's like, 400 people and however
And it's
many
being
thousands
broadcast.
are
Yeah.
being watching it on TV.
Hmm.
And so that was yeah. So it was a long haul. It was a really long day. I think the mass thing was like, oh, and I think we were there at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was
Mm.
just toward the end of COVID, so everybody's wearing masks,
Oh, yeah.
having to
Okay.
do like a swab before
Right.
you go into the giant green room
Right.
to register that you're there.
Mm.
The legalities preceding that were an enormous undertaking that I
Mm.
often felt like this better be worth it.
Yeah, right.
Um, you know, the non-disclosure agreements and the secrecy, because you're not allowed to tell anyone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're not allowed to tell anyone that you're on it.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So I just said that I have a gig, right?
Yeah.
And nobody asks me anything,
Mm-hmm.
because they're used to that. But my friend who came with me, she had to straight up like lie to her kids and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like
And
you're like a spy or
yeah,
something.
she was
Yeah.
like a spy. We were
Yeah.
on a mission. And then we were taking pictures and like, oh, we can't send any pictures to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if you say you're in Niagara Falls with,
Yeah,
the
right.
people are going to know
Mm-hmm.
what you're up to. And so, anyway, the day of was a very long, early morning, big deal. And then lots and lots of waiting, a lot of interviews
Mm-hmm.
and then makeup and hair and all that stuff. And then there was a sound check. And the guy, they never leave you alone. They treat us like idiots, which is good. The festivals like Halifax and Winnipeg, they never leave you alone
Right.
in the venue.
Yeah.
They somebody walks you everywhere, and I could do my whole life like that.
Yeah, right.
It's really good. And so anyway, this sound guy came and got me, and you're walking over all these wires, and there's all these guys dressed in black, and
Mm-hmm.
and then the audience isn't there yet,
Right.
but the judges' booths are there, and
Mm-hmm.
without the judges, but it's just like on TV.
Yeah.
And and then I got this fright, like, oh, this is for real,
Yeah.
like as if I'd been waiting all day for something that isn't real.
Yeah.
And then I saw that, and it's just like on TV, and it's
Mm-hmm.
all very bright.
Mm-hmm.
And then he told me to start my set and just do my set, so that they could do a sound check. I couldn't think of one single word in my set, not one word. I barely knew my freaking name. And I said, um, like, this has never happened before, and the guy was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I wrote my set on my hand, like
Oh,
the
really?
first few words of my set,
Yeah, or some
my
like
set
little
list.
little trigger points or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
little bullets on
Mm-hmm.
my hand, because
Yeah.
yeah, so that was interesting. And then you can't tell anybody you're on it either, You have to wait like 3-4 months to find
Until they
out,
release.
until they tell you whether you're going to go on to the next stage or not.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm secretly waiting and waiting and waiting
Right.
to
Wow.
hear.
That's an incredible amount of secrecy for just like a
I know.
show.
It's
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah.
You're like a secret squirrel.
And so how many like how far along did you get?
That was it.
That was it.
I got 4 yeses.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, but they give a lot of people yeses.
Right.
And then, they decide, the process is they decide, of all those people that got 4 yeses,
Mm-hmm.
I forget, we'll say there was 20 out of 30 people that get
Mm-hmm.
to go through further.
Right.
And I was not selected as one.
Well, you should have been.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Curran Dobbs got through that year.
Okay.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you know him?
I don't know him, no.
Oh my God. Such a funny guy. He's a comic here in Victoria.
In Victoria.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I should
Yeah,
look him
yeah.
up.
Curran Dobbs, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Funny
cool.
guy. So
Yeah.
he got into the finals that
Right.
year.
Yeah, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And did like a lot of opportunities come your way after once the material was released and you were allowed to talk
Yeah,
about it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was good. It became part of my credits,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was really proud of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Do you think there's been like maybe like one show you've done ever in particular that was like really stand out for you? In a positive way, just whether it sort of put you on the map or maybe you like built a lot more confidence or anything like that?
One show in
Or
particular.
even like a tour. It could even just be like a couple shows or a certain period of time.
Um, there's been a lot and a series of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that doing tours with certain production companies give you credibility,
Right.
and then other production companies pick
Mm-hmm.
you up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been good. I think that being on the debaters was really huge. I know it was for me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who, younger people who have never even heard of it. But I grew up, I raised my kids listening to the debaters. So
Yeah, right.
they were super proud of me, and that
Mm.
was very exciting and also very scary for me. Because again, it's not just the audience that's in front of you.
Is similar production wise with like
Yeah.
the intensity of it.
Oh, yeah, it was intense. And
Hmm.
then, like I said, I'm in the green room with all these people that like I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing here,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And so that I think if it were to be one thing, I think the debaters would be
Mm.
the legitimate pinnacle of being known
Yeah, right.
and being exposed by other by famous comics or
Hmm.
influential people.
Did you find you felt like a lot more comfortable on the debaters than let's say the Canada's Got Talent?
I did largely because of Ivan.
Yeah, right.
and and then I've done it twice since, and that's been really good too.
Hmm.
Um yeah, and I think to their well, they know what they're doing, and to their credit, they put me with people that it's going to be a good production, right? It's going to be a
Hmm.
good show.
Hmm.
And so it's been creatively relatively easy. Creatively relatively easy.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
good.
good.
Oh,
Yeah.
so much fun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
In your show tonight, because you've got that going on at the cidery, you were saying?
Yes.
Something like that.
Something,
A,
yeah.
a cidery here in Victoria. Who's
Hmm.
that with? Or is that you by yourself?
No, it's Harbor Comedy.
Oh, Harbor Comedy.
So that's
Okay.
Elliot Ryan.
Oh, so that's he does all that.
It's
He
his production,
organizes
yeah.
all
That's
that.
what I'm doing tonight, yeah.
Okay. And is he going to be there?
And I did that last night as well. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I think he's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so
I
that
d-
must be what, like a smaller, 70 or 80 people, something like that.
yeah, last night it was in Chemainus.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
a brewery in Chemainus. And then tonight is a cidery
Yeah.
in Victoria.
Yeah.
Do you know I was doing my taxes recently, as all of us should be,
Hmm.
and looking at my receipts for meals. And if people didn't know what I did for a living, I'd look
Yeah.
like a bit of a drunk because
Yeah, right.
all of my food is
Yeah.
in pubs.
Yeah, right. You get to test out some nice food though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like what do you prefer the smaller intimate stuff or like the bigger shows?
It's evolved.
Hmm.
I I've been teased because I've done a lot of work with Jokers Canada, which is a pretty big um, production company based
Hmm.
out of Vancouver, but nationally touring,
Hmm.
and they're it's like their theater shows and everybody's behaving themselves, and
Right. Yeah.
they've paid
Yeah.
a fair bit of money to come,
Hmm.
and the show for that company is always top drawer comics. And
Hmm.
so then I tour with another smaller company, and we're all sharing rooms, and
Hmm.
we're setting up the equipment. And so like that company was I'm like, I don't know how to set up speakers, and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, look at you.
Yeah.
But so do I prefer? I don't care. I just I was gonna say I'm just happy to be alive.
Yeah.
But honestly, I am, and also um, I'm happy to be there. I don't care. I
Mhm.
like when we were in Yuck Yucks in Halifax. I think they sold 14 tickets, but I'll
Really?
tell, yeah,
Wow.
it was on a Thursday night, and it was hot and sunny out, and that's what happened.
Mhm.
And but that audience had such a good time, and we got to know almost everybody's names.
Right, exactly,
And
yeah.
then the next night, it was a theater packed with women, so almost sold out. And we couldn't do anything wrong. It was just like
Mhm.
it was just powerful and fun and raucous,
Yeah,
and so you just learn over these experiences how to perform for that audience.
right.
It's not, well, they say you can't blame the audience. I don't have an opinion on that, but you do learn how to perform for different audiences.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so that is that constantly kind of being aware of what's going on in the crowd as you're doing your set?
Yeah, and that does not come right away
No, I imagine it would not.
as a performer. Um, yeah, when I very first started comedy, I wanted to get through my set and get the hell off the stage,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And then eventually, eventually, I start to be able to milk it if I notice that the audience is
Hmm.
responding to a certain type of demeanor of mine and stuff. I'm a pretty animated performer.
Hmm.
You've seen me perform.
I have,
I'm
yeah.
pretty physical and
Hmm.
I do a lot of moving around and
Yeah.
stuff and things to embarrass people in the audience
Hmm.
and and so so now I have a sense of what's working and not working for this audience.
Hmm.
Um, and so yeah, I like them all. I like
Hmm.
them all. I do find myself losing track of stuff when people are talking or something.
Yeah.
It throws me off. And then of course, people, especially in small towns, people think that coming to stand up is like a participatory
That
event.
they can heckle a lot.
They nobody's ever been mean to me in heckling, but they've helped me with punchlines.
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
that's annoying.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
super annoying,
Yeah.
and but you have to learn to deal with that as well,
Right. Yeah.
because that's real life
Hmm.
on stage,
Hmm.
and so I have some stuff that I say to them.
Yeah, right. That you don't want to repeat here, or you,
No, no, no,
yeah.
no. I just, friendly stuff because the sort of rule of thumb, and I've seen this happen, is if you are mean to somebody for me
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
some big man might have a different experience, but if I'm mean to somebody, rude to somebody, the audience gangs up on you. I've never done it,
right.
but I've seen other comics do it. And so usually my response to people helping is that I'll do the punchlines
Yeah,
and you can just watch.
yeah.
Or sometimes I say, I can hear you too. Like
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
not watching TV here.
I imagine you could maybe get away too with being a little rude because it'd be kind of, do people really want to like get up in your face or and
I
be
am
rude to you,
I
right?
don't I don't want to be rude to anyone anytime in my life.
Yeah,
And so it's not natural for me to embarrass anybody.
right. Yeah, yeah,
And I wouldn't want to do that.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, so that's not my way of life, and so I feel my favorite thing to say to people is like, we can chat after the show.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's talk after the show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It works.
And a lot of people think that it's funny and fun, but
Right.
it really throws me off anyway. Yeah, some
Yeah, I
people
could see
encourage
that.
it, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're gonna start getting into it with someone, you really have to be on your feet, or like maybe it's like a particular skill to even carry that on in a way that doesn't come across as too disrespectful and that's funny, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in an audience like that one that was in Nova Scotia, that was so much fun. People started chatting with me and I would shout stuff back. But
Hmm.
I was so relaxed and having so much fun that my natural sense of humor was coming out.
Hmm.
Whereas if it's like a difficult situation, funny doesn't come to you as easily.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I think figuring out the crowd and what you were talking about is probably very similar to like this, like trying to learn how to interview people. And I'm always somewhat nervous, I think,
Hmm.
trying to do it, but over time you gradually sort of pick up on some tips and tricks
Yes.
and how to, keep the conversation going and different things like that. So it's like a big learning curve,
Yeah,
right?
good for you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah. Well, you're like pretty famous, so I was pretty nervous.
Oh, get out of here.
Famous on Vancouver Island, I
Yeah,
would
famous
say.
on Vancouver. Yeah, it's funny. Like in Comox, I've performed there enough that I'm recognized
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and my friends are like, "Oh Christ," So now I have to like wash my hair and put on makeup every time I go out. I've been recognized in Costco. I've been recognized on the hiking trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my friend's been handed someone's phone and asked her to take a picture of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's super
Nice.
super funny. Um, we were in Walmart once,
Hmm.
and somebody got really excited to have met me, and so yeah, it's nice, it's fun. The main thing for me is that people, when they have this sincere handshake, people say to me, we really need more laughter right
Hmm.
now. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stress in people's life, an awful lot of stress, and people are so delighted to have um, a good laugh. And mostly my comedy is clean and relatable,
Hmm.
um, and uh, um, and so people can just relax and have fun and
Hmm.
laugh. And
Hmm.
it's such a privilege. It really
Hmm.
is to just be part of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's so much of it that I love so much. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. I think
Thanks.
I know you have somewhere you have to get to, and oh, it's almost been an hour as well.
Oh, wow. Look at us go.
I know, right?
Yeah. That's not the angle you're filming from, is it? Oh, look at my thighs.
There's three, so it'll go
Uh,
back and forth between us.
uh,
Don't worry, your thighs are just fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wore my fun pants today.
Yeah. But if anybody wants to find out more about your shows or check out
Mm.
any of your stuff, where's the best place for people to go?
Well, I'm on the Facebook and the Instagram, and I have a very nice website
You do have
that's
a very
just,
nice website.
thank you.
Yeah.
My nephew made it for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
He's
it
good
is
for
nice.
something then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. I'm not that good at keeping it up to date, I'm told by my friends, because some of my friends figure out where I am by my website.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, those are the ways that they can find me. Yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah.
And then November 6th, you'll be back here too. So
It's totally killer lineup, man, that you
thank
have
you.
sorted out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where I want to be in that lineup, and there's two of those guys I don't want to follow.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, we look forward to it for sure. So amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. It was very nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
you
Thanks for
too.
inviting me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Thanks
you're
so much.
welcome.
Awesome.
Like and subscribe for more of Victoria's finest.